and welcome back to Smart Real Estate. We are now joined with Mike Yeager with Palomar Solar Energy. So Mike, tell me exactly, what is Palomar Solar?
Palomar Solar is a local family-owned solar contractor. We've been around about 5.5 years. We are not a huge marketing machine. We are strictly a referral-based business, and we do not subcontract out any of our work. So the person who is on your job for the first job has done our last job. It's very common right now in the solar industry to piece out the electrical part of it, to piece out other parts of it. Everything's done in-house, and with our really high-quality product offering and custom installation, we've made a name for ourselves in San Diego the last 5 years.
Wow, that's great. And then, so tell me, what exactly do you guys do? The whole solar energy thing, I know that everyone's talking about it, but it is a fairly new thing. So how does it work?
Sure. Well, we are just a residential solar company. A lot of companies do commercial, residential, different aspects. We strictly are a residential solar company. So here in North County, a lot of single family homes, nothing to do with condos, HOA, stuff like that, just strictly single family residences. And really how solar works in a kind of a quick overview of it without getting too technical is, of course, you have solar panels either on your roof or on the ground, what's called a ground mount or a roof mount. Roof mounts are more common. The solar panels, of course, the sun itself is generating energy. When that sunlight hits the solar panels now create an electrical current. That panel turns that current into what's called the DC, which is disconcerting energy. That's kind of what batteries run on. But what's huge, and why I brought this, is that these inverters, which is really the brain of the panel, converts that now over to AC energy. And AC energy is really what most appliances, air conditionings, washers and dryers, that's what we use. A lot of companies will give you a DC number, but that's really, and to kind of over exaggerate it and to make the numbers look good as far as efficiency. But AC is what we use, and those are the numbers that you really want. And then in addition to that is net metering. So really, once you get a solar system on your house, you have a net metering still with SDG&E or Edison if you're up in Temecula area. And how that works is that your energy, your meter runs backwards, of course, when you're producing energy, and then at night when there's no sun or anything, your meter is now onto the SDG&E and grid. And then after a year, it's what's called the true-up period, where everything kind of resets itself. So we strive to let people know, when you talk to someone who's had solar the first year, they don't have a bill. So whether they have a not so good system or a great system, it's after that first year, that 13th month, where you really know how efficient and how good of a solar system you were sold.
Wow, so there's all different varieties and forms of it then.
There's over 300 companies in San Diego offering solar right now. A lot of them are heating and air, or they're an electrical company, and they've really kind of jumped on the bandwagon because a lot of people are doing the environmental conscious thing and going solar. But unfortunately, you have a lot of bad people in solar. And literally, Palomar Solar, we're all about customer education and service. We know that we might not get every job, but when we sit down with people, we're going to educate them in the 30 to 45 minutes so they can make an educated decision going forward.
Wow, that's interesting. So you told me a little bit about how solar energy works. And then the solar panels, you said that some can go on the roof and some can go on the ground.
Correct.
Is there a benefit to one or the other?
There's not. The ground mounts are a little bit more money usually because there's trenching, tractors, diggers, stuff like that involved. Whereas when you go on the home, you literally can go into the electric main panel of your home, which is real nice. And what Palomar Solar has done is there's two types of inverters. Not to get too crazy, but again, there's essential inverter, which is kind of a big bulky box that goes on the side of your house and kind of acts as the main brain for all the panels. Well, we have made a name for ourselves with our in-phase micro inverters, where each panel has its own brain. It's been a game changer. We've done more in San Diego than anybody else. A lot of companies are now offering it because customers are much more educated now than they were 5 years ago, and they're going to be even more educated in 5 years from where they're at now. But it's huge because you can monitor each panel, so everything I tell you and put in writing, it makes Palomar Solar accountable for the system we sell you. If you go with the essential inverter, which a lot of people lease and unfortunately don't do their homework, there's no way to monitor it. So you might have a system that goes up and one of them or two panels go bad. There's no way for anybody to know. With this, there's monitoring and there's accountability. It's been a huge game changer in the solar business, and it's what we're known for. We've done more than anybody here in San Diego.
Wow, that's interesting. Now tell me, okay, for a home buyer and they want to, do solar energy on their home, how much does a system like that normally cost on average, and then how much do they end up saving in the end?
And that's not a tricky question, but it varies. And I don't want to sound vague because it's how many panels can you get on someone's roof, what their energy bill is. Right now in the solar industry, the rule of thumb is about $150 bill or more. Solar makes sense at some level. There's two ways you can do it that we do. We do not lease because the leasing companies have bought a bunch of old panels because they can still get some credits for them. Leasing, we have to sell a product that we can't hang our name on, and because we're a referral-based business, I grew up here in the area, I have to have that trust and sell a product that I can look someone in the eye and say this is the best product out there. It's not the cheapest, but it's all about education. So how it works is you can either finance it right now on a 20-year solar-only loan through the San Diego Metropolitan Credit Union, or you can pay cash through other ways, home equity line, whatever avenues you have towards that. Right now, an average system for a single family home of say $200 ballpark electric bill every month is probably right around $25,000. But even on a 20-year term with financing and everything, your monthly payment doesn't change for 20 years. Well, we're all experiencing right now the latest SDG&E increase where some people like myself could literally see 25 to 30% just this year. 5 years ago, energy rates were a lot lower. We all know where they're at now. Just think in 10 or 20 years what we're going to be paying for energy. If you can lock in your rate right now for the next 20 years, have a $200 or a $225, although the savings might not be immediate now, just think 2, 3, 4 years when your neighbors are paying $500 a month and you're still paying $200, $225.
Absolutely. So it's an investment, but it's also an investment that goes along with the house when
It
you
is.
sell.
It is.
So.
You kind of got to think just not today, which is common, but think in 2, 3 years once our energy rates again are double, triple what they are now, you still have that same bill for 20 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thanks so much, Mike, for all the information. And next up, we have Melissa Russell, and she is a realtor with Willis Allen Real Estate. You did a great job. See this?